first half will consist of the prepared speeches. Today we have got two speakers who will deliver their speeches based on certain objectives. Afterwards, we will have table topic marathon, which will be led by our table topic master, Toastmaster Hina. Guest, if you have not given your nomination for our table topic marathon, I request you to personally message your name to Toastmaster Hina. Afterwards, there will be an evaluation for the prepared speeches. Ikigai. Ikigai, like how Toastmaster Parijat started, and he mentioned about there is an itch about our passion and our ardor to the things that we want to see in our life. We all want to be happy in our life, but where we don't have any idea what to do. Some people focus on money and believe that money is the major aspect that's going to bring happiness in our life. Few people follow their passion because that's where the money comes from. And then there is a big chunk of people, those who give up on material possession, and they go to be a monk at the foot of the Himalayas. Now, there is this one proven formula which has been there for years and years in Japan, and there is this formula is known as formula of happiness, and it believed that each one of us can have our own ikigai. One specific island of Japan called as Okinawa, and that island specifically has got people over 100 years. They have got longer time lifespan. They're easygoing people. They enjoy dance and music, and that island's music is very well known all across Japan. And Ikigai actually talks about that everybody needs to have a purpose in their life and a reason for being. When you put together four elements of Ikigai, which I will be talking about during the meeting, that's when it becomes your major purpose of being. We all know that Ikigai is important because some of us have read Ikigai book or the various briefs about it, but the challenge is to discover it. And I hope that I'll be able to give you some brief that how to discover it. And it doesn't only talks about how to enrich your life, but it also talks about how you can enhance other people's life. Um, and yeah, we are running behind the time, so I'm going to skip a couple of things here, and let me introduce you to our team who is going to help me execute the meeting. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so the team we have, you've noticed someone who opened the meeting with a very meaningful conversation related to the team, Toastmaster Parijat. So let's give him a big round of applause. With today our language evaluator, Toastmaster Manisha. She is a dean and academic coordinator at ICFAI Institute, and she is a passionate language person herself. I have seen her delivering a lot of proficient speeches in the club. She is a fitness freak. She enjoys gymming, yoga, and running. I would now like to call upon on the virtual stage Toastmaster Manisha to explain her role. Toastmaster Manisha.
Dear Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So as grammarian, it will be my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report any particularly effective uses of grammar and or any grammatically incorrect speech. So as a grammarian, it is also my task to present the word of the day and phrase of the day. For today's meeting, the word is ardor, which means great enthusiasm or passion. And you can use it as the rebuff did little to dampen his ardor. The phrase of the day is fire in one's belly, which means a powerful sense of ambition or determination. You may use it as he lacks the fire in his belly necessary to seek the presidency. Would anyone like to use the word of the day or phrase of the day?
I'd like to request all the Toastmasters uh, to be with the same ardor as they are in their personal and professional life.
Okay, so let me just continue then.
Yes.
So I'll encourage each one of you to use the word of the day and phrase of the day during your stage time. And I will request the audience to show a thumbs up on the screen or use the emoticon when anyone uses the word of the day or phrase of the day. And I'll present my report when called for. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manisha. To keep track of time, we have Toastmaster Manu, who is a mechanical engineer. She has just embarked her practical journey of Toastmasters Club, though she has been the member of Toastmasters Club for nearly a year. But she has promised me that she's going to be more regular with her meetings and the speeches and ensure that she progresses and she sees herself as she wants to be. Her hobbies are traveling, listening to music. Let's welcome Toastmaster Manu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. Dear Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, very good evening. As timer, my duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during the meeting.
It is the first time she's playing the role of the timer, so let's bear with her.
So every speech has a time range allotted for finish time. You can see the same on the agenda too. When the speaker reaches the minimum time allotted for the range, I will display the green card. When a speaker reaches the midpoint of time allotted for the range, I will display the yellow card. When a speaker reaches the end of the allotted time for the range, I will display the red card. The speaker has 30 minutes grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed to end the speech in order to qualify for the vote. I will report qualifying times when called for. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
To ensure that we become a flawless speaker and eliminate all the crutch sounds, we have today Toastmaster Vinod's helping us with our counter role. He is a technical project leader and he enjoys trekking and running. Let's welcome a passionate Toastmaster, Toastmaster Vinod.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. Director, Area Director, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, and fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Very good evening. As our counter, it's my duty to listen even attentively to each and every speaker. Make a note of the following used by the speaker, like the crutch sound, which is The filler words are but, so, like, well, and the filler phrases, you know, and so, etc. Tip for the speaker to become a flawless speaker. You can take a little pause whenever you're stuck or going to create a crutch sound or using the filler words. Just take a pause and think and start your speaking. Okay, so when called upon, I will give a report of the speaking errors. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for making us understand how we can use this tip and take long pauses. Little bit more about Ikigai. Ikigai is a very subtle subject, something that cannot be seen, touched, or feel. So it's all about an abstract concept. And to explain an abstract concept, you need much of a calmer and a longer time. However, I'm going to give you a snapshot of a few things that got highlighted in this very popular book called Ikigai. It is written by Francis and Hidroid, I think. Uh, it actually talks about that how you are feeling connected to something meaningful you do, and when you find that connection while you're doing it, you are living into the moment, and when you lose that connection, you feel the pain of it. So it's about establishing the connection with the work which is more meaningful. And actually it also talks about that, you know, we all have something in common, that we are searching a meaning in our life. Then it talks about how we can reach to a state of flow. A state of flow is very important, and it's all about being in the moment rather than thinking too much about the past or even the future. The third element actually talks about the pursuing your passion. And fourth is the routine task becomes the moment of micro flow, which allows you to be in the moment. I have still to reveal the major four elements of Ikigai. So hold on to me. Let's move on to our first segment of today's meeting, which is about prepared speeches. Uh, our first speaker will attempt level 1, project 3, and the evaluator for today's speech is Toastmaster Subodh. Toastmaster Subodh, may I request you to read out the objectives, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Best of luck. Thank you.
Timer, please note, green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. Final buzzer will be sound at 7.5 minutes. The speaker is Toastmaster Nancy. Let's welcome Toastmaster Nancy with, let me just check the title. Actually, I'm just not remembering it. Aquaphobia, Toastmaster Nancy. Over to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
I want to share, thank you, Toastmaster Radha. I wanted to share my screen. So how would I do that?
Yeah, share the screen, you're allowed.
I think we'll just have to check with the timer as well, how the timer will be displaying.
Can you please pin my screen?
I'm not getting any option. Where is this share screen? Yeah, I got it.
Should I also be sharing my screen here?
Anyway, I'm sharing my second monitor, so I think it's fine. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so let me open.
Toastmaster Nancy, can you see the timer thing?
Yeah, just let me see. No, I cannot.
I need to share it here.
So sharing, multiple sharing, I don't think it works here. If someone can tell me multiple sharing works.
I think the host will have to change the rights to multiple sharing.
Yeah, I did that. Can you check, Toastmaster Manu?
Sorry?
Can you check? Are you able to share as well?
Sorry to pitch in. Yes, I am able to see two screen shares. One for Toastmaster Nancy and another one is the timer screen. So
okay,
it works.
Can you see it now? Okay, fine.
But I cannot see the timer screen.
Sanjay,
you just have to
I
go
have
to...
not started yet. I have not started yet.
Okay, no problem then.
No, just wait.
I can see both screen. You need to choose one.
Toastmaster Nancy is sharing her screen, right? So I don't think she would be able to see the Zoom screen sharing.
Okay.
Can she not pin Toastmaster Manu's
I think it will be on
screen?
the individual to decide which screen they would like to view from the view options.
Exactly. That was the point I was trying to add. The individual can decide which screen they want to view. So Toastmaster Nancy, you have view options on the top. Can you see
Yes.
the view options on top? And for that, for that to happen, we'll want the timer to share the screen first. Toastmaster Manu, you can share your screen, and then Toastmaster Nancy, you can try and see the under the view options, you can see the timer screen. And for the audience, we have the choice whose screen we want to view.
Okay. Yeah. So can I stop sharing my screen then?
No, you can continue sharing. I think Toastmaster Manu, you should share along with this.
Yeah, she has already shared. So Toastmaster Nancy, if you go to the top and you see view options, you click on the drop down menu. And shared screens, you need to select timer menu.
No, I cannot see. So I think Toastmaster Manu, can you just ping in the chat if I'm.
Yeah,
like what should I ping here? I am already, should I share again? Like stop sharing?
No, just interrupting here. I think, in the interest of time, let's move on. Nancy, because you're comfortable with this, what you can do is Toastmaster Manu, once she reaches the minimum time, you can send her a ping saying, it's the green. Then you can send her a ping in bold saying it's yellow and red. And she can see the pop-up on her screen. So I think that'll give her an indication that it's time. For the meanwhile, we can go ahead with this because it's
Okay, fine. So I will stop sharing here now.
Sure.
Yeah, so can I start? Okay. People were enjoying the water. They were enjoying having fun and swimming. I, on the other hand, sitting on the beach, thinking, I wanted to go in. I wanted to have fun, but I couldn't. I wanted to swim, but I was deathly afraid of it. Good evening, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Yes, I am aquaphobic. And I am not alone. Research shows that 1 in 50 people is aquaphobic. The National Institute of Mental Health estimated that this phobia affects 19.2 million adults in the United States. And one study performed in the school in Penang, Malaysia, where 80% out of 400 students attended that talk, and on that talk, 80% out of 400 admitted that they have aquaphobia. And in one study in United States, 46% adults admitted that they have fear of open water, and 64% admitted that they have fear of open pools. Now, since I have this phobia, and this is the biggest fear of mine, so I decided to overcome this fear. But how? I was scrolling my social media, and suddenly one message popped up in my society group, which was saying that swimming classes will be open from next day. I was happy. Secretly, I was wishing for this. And we all know that this quote from the book The Alchemist, that when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And I was feeling great that time. So yes, I enrolled for this course, and next day my motivation was high. I wanted to join that course. And the next day when I went there, after seeing that swimming pool, my reaction was this. I was afraid of the water. And when the trainer said, come into the pool, and I got afraid. When I went to the pool, my reaction was this. It took me 5 whole days to walk alone in that pool. I was not able to, I was not ready to leave the bar. I was just holding the bar and walked into the pool. And then, since I had this commitment with myself that no matter what, I'll show up every day. And I did. What I used to do, I used to go there and do the meditation in the water. I know it sounds funny, but it was an amazing experience. Have anyone tried the meditation in the pool? You did, Radha? Yes. I mean, if you didn't try the meditation, do it. It felt amazing. Now, it took me whole 10 to 15 days just to swim without kickboard. I was not ready to leave my kickboard. I wanted to, but couldn't. My fear was not allowing me. So, but on the next day, my trainer decided to push me hard. And he said I was not allowed to leave the pool until I had tried to swim without kickboard. Now, that was the bitter pill to swallow for me. Now, what I did. So I asked my 4 fellow swimmers that please, I'll float. You just hold me there, and they agreed on it. So after some trials, I managed to float myself on the water. I was internally, I was happy because that was a different feeling. I never had that. So they were standing like this in a circle, and some were out there. So I tried for 5 foot, and then 5 foot, and then they hold me, and then I tried again for 6 foot, and then I tried for 10 foot. And in that way, I overcame my fear, and I tried, and I finally tried to float throughout the vertically. Still, I'm talking about that. My feet are shivering. But on that day, I was on cloud 9. Now, I finally overcame that fear. And recently, I went to Alibag Beach, where I greeted my old nemesis in all its glory. Well, at that time, I was not afraid of the water. I went there and playing with the waves. And I even reenacted the scene from my favorite movie, Dear Zindagi, where I was playing the kabaddi with waves. Now, in the end, I would like to conclude this speech by saying that we must confront our own fears. We must come face to face with our fears. Because how we handle our fear will determine where we go with our life. Now, what that taught me is that in the long run is that being brave is not about absence of fears. Being brave is about having that fear, but how we tackle that fear. So over to Toastmaster Radha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy, for sharing your personal experience of fearing water and how you were able to overcome. Let us take 10 seconds pause, and if you want more than that, please continue to do so. We would like you to give a personal feedback to Toastmaster Nancy. You can do that in one-to-one chat with her. Let's begin with our 10 seconds break. Yes.
My slideshow is ended because I cannot see the option for stop sharing. Can you do that, please?
Yeah, I stopped
Yes.
that.
Yep.
In the interest of time, I'm rushing.
Thank you.
Okay, the second speaker will attempt level 2, project 2, and the evaluator for the speech is Toastmaster Jitin. May I request Toastmaster Jitin to read out the objectives, please?
Yep. So the purpose of this project is for the member to apply her mentoring skills to a short-term mentoring assignment. The purpose of this speech is for member to share some aspect of her first experience as a Toastmasters member. So all the best, Toastmaster Radha. Over to you.
Stop, Michael.
Timer, please
Thank you.
note, time allowed is 5 minutes at green, 6 at yellow, and 7 at red. Buzzer will sound at 7.5 minutes. The speaker is someone who we've recently seen with a lot of fire in her belly every time she comes up on the stage with her exponential speeches around. Let's welcome Toastmaster Renu. Toastmaster Renu, the journey to TEDx, the journey to TEDx, Toastmaster Renu.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay. A very good evening to the presiding officer, the Toastmaster of the day, and the fellow Toastmasters in the room. This is a quick story about a girl in her school and her conversation with her teacher. Good evening, miss. Hey, hi, Renu. I'm so glad I met you. That reminds me, you have to be a journalist. No, ma'am, I can't speak. That really gives me fire in my belly, and I can't really speak. Come on, you can do it. I know you're a very good speaker. No, ma'am, I just don't know what to say. I fall short of words. I don't want to be. You have an ardor for having. You like talking to people, and I have seen you in school having chit chats for long hours with your friends continuously in the classroom when lectures are going on. So when it comes to why not? I have full confidence in you and I think you can do it. Hearing this, she had a fire in her belly, sleepless nights, and her teacher was forcing her to do it. She didn't know what to do. You have exactly 1 month to do it, is what her teacher told her. But she didn't know how she could do it. Days passed by, and after a few days, again her teacher reached out to her and said, "Hey child, come here. How far is your preparation going for the contest?" Again, she said, "No, ma'am, I can't do it. I really have no confidence to do it. I can't speak. I don't know what to say when I go in front of people." The teacher said, "All right. Then what do you think I'm here for? I will tell you how to go about it. And I am sure one day you will be a TEDx speaker." She said, "Miss Me and TEDx speaker? I can't stand up in the classroom and answer. How can I be a TEDx speaker?" She said, "Oh, you I have to do." She said, "Okay, miss, I will do as you asked me to do. First and foremost, make yourself understand that you know what you have to say. Read, read, and read. I want you to read at least 2 books a week, any book of your choice." The girl said, "Miss, when I read, I fall asleep. I just start snoring in a couple of minutes." The teacher started laughing. She didn't know what to say. But the teacher said, "Which is fine. We have another alternative for you. What you have to do is you can just read 1 page daily of the book, no matter how long you take. But at the same time, you have to read 1 paragraph of a newspaper loudly in the room." She said, "Okay, I'll try to do that. But miss, there are so difficult words in the newspaper. I don't know how to pronounce it." The teacher said, "You will do that. But start with this. But I want you to work on this with very seriousness and dedication." The girl agreed. Days passed by. The competition was just 15 days on the corner. The girl started reading the newspaper loudly. She started reading the books as she was told. And gradually, and one fine day, there was a trial run for her competition. The miss told her, "Look, you will not think of who is sitting in front of you. You will not think how you're appearing when you're speaking, but you will just think what you want to say and how well you can give your message to the people." The girl said, "Okay, miss, I will try this time." The teacher was happy to see a positive spark in her reply this time. She stood in front of the classroom where the teacher called out her name, but unfortunately, she stammered. She couldn't speak. She had goosebumps, she had fear, a dry throat, and a fire in her belly. The ardor for being a good speaker had somewhere vanished at that point of time. There was a total blackout in front of her eyes. Again, the teacher called her. The teacher told her, second step towards being a good speaker. You have tried the first part quiz. I want you to speak at least a few sentences on your own in front of everybody and be a part of the conversation, be it with friends or be it with just a gossip that you're doing with your friends. The girl said, yes, miss, that I can do very well. I can gossip with my friends and do a very good chatting. There you go. So try it. The girl practiced and practiced. And then the day came when she had to deliver a speech. And during that time, she realized when her name was called out, she confidently gathered herself. She couldn't hear anybody in the room and she could see just herself. And then at that point in time, she was not with herself, not with anything and everything that was happening around her. She was just with what she had to say, the voice that was coming to her from within to make the people hear her, understand her, and make them realize, yes, she can do it. Every single word of her teacher that had told her that was crossing her mind at that point in time when she started speaking. She spoke so confidently that the entire room in the TEDx stood up loudly, roaring with claps and applause. And that time she remembered that, yes, mentoring is a great thing. It is a brain that is put to listen someone so that it can push you to the right direction. Mentor is someone whose hindsight can be brought to a foresight. A mentor empowers to see you, the brighter side of you, and believe that everything is possible when you're willing to do. Over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. Let's give our personal feedback to Toastmaster Renu in our personal one-to-one chat with her. Thank you for showing your ardor for becoming not so good speaker and completing that journey of being a fluent speaker. Let's have a timer's report now. Toastmaster Manu, may I request you to let us know that if both the speakers qualified, what were the exact?
Both the speakers have qualified. Toastmaster Nancy took 6 minutes 5 seconds, and Toastmaster Renu took 6 hours 40 seconds.
Okay. So both of the speakers, can we launch the poll? Toastmaster, okay. Let's move ahead with our next segment. And before we move on to the table topic marathon, I want you to remember this one quote said by Washington Burnap. And he says, the grand essentials to happiness in this life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. So if you can do something to do and something to love and something to hope, you would remember that these are the three elements that you would need to remember. Let's move on to our next segment and begin with our table topic marathon. And to host that, we have a very dedicated and a passionate Toastmaster Hina. She is a MIT design student. She loves doing the things that requires you to be in the moment, like dancing, painting, and gardening. Over to you, Toastmaster Hina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Radha. Running a marathon is not an event, but a way of life. And similar to that, attempting impromptu speeches is a part of life. Table Topics gives us a chance to practice our speaking skills in the best way possible, that is, being unprepared. And speaking about the theme, our Ikigai is different for all of us, but one thing that we all have in common is that we are all searching for meaning. And with this in mind, I have prepared some of the quotes that we will be interpreting as table topic session. Attempting impromptu speaking helps us to develop 4 skills, that is LTOD, listening, thinking, organizing, and delivery. I urge every speaker to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day and deliver the speech with great ardor. The timing sequence for the table topic session is green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5 minutes, red at 2 minutes, and the buzzer will sound at 2 minutes 30 seconds. To qualify as the best table topic speaker, you should speak for at least 1 minute and maximum 2.5 minutes. Let me now call the first speaker, Toastmaster Prashant.
Toastmaster Hina, would you like to read out the sequences, or how many are there altogether today?
Okay, we have a total of 9 speakers, and we will be calling out 3 guests as
How
well.
about guests? Okay, so you will be having guests after the members have. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Correct. The timing sequence is green at 1 minute, as I said, and the total is 1 to 2 minutes. Toastmaster Prashant. Yes, can we please spotlight Toastmaster Prashant? Yes, thank you. Toastmaster Prashant, your topic. It's not the years in your life that count, it is the life in your ears. Toastmaster Prashant, it is not the years in your life that count, it is the life in your years. Over to you.
I heard you, Hina. Thanks a lot. It's not the years in your life, but life in years that counts. Very good afternoon, Divisional Director, Area Director, Presiding Officer, wonderful guest, and dear fellow Toastmasters. Very good afternoon to each one of you. I'm a strong believer of this statement, Hina. I'm very, very strong believer of this statement. If you live 1 year for 75 years and calls it a life, that's fertile life. You can't live same year for 75, 80 years and calls it a life. Life doesn't mean living by number of years. Life means living by and leading by examples and experience. And then there are a lot of different annotations to this. I mean, how many people you touch in your life, how many people you help to grow, how many people you help to uplift their state of mind. That is what is matter, right? I mean, you wake up in the morning, you do your routine, you go to sleep, and you doesn't add any value. It could be to your life, it could be to someone else's life. There is no point living such life. At the end of the day, what matters is you should have fun. If there is no fun, there is no life. Life is all about fun. Life is energy. This is what I strongly feel. Life is energy. If you feel low on energy, a lot of things comes to you as a problem. If you feel very high on energy, any problem, any challenge, you don't look at it as a challenge. It's just a part of process, just part of your routine. That's precisely what matters. Is life is to live, life is to lead, life is to experience, and not just counting days, weeks, months, and years. That's my mantra of life. It could be different for you, but at the end of the day, what matters is having fun. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prashant. That was a wonderful speech. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Radha. Can we please spotlight Toastmaster Radha? And can we also have the timer cards, Toastmaster Manu? I think it was not visible in the first speech.
1 second, I'll just show it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was my timing, Manu? If you could please tell. I could not see the timer.
Sorry, your timing was 1 minute 42 seconds.
Okay.
I'm not able to see the screen yet.
I can see the screen, so that's fine.
Okay. Okay, great. Toastmaster Radha, walk slowly and you'll go far. Toastmaster Radha, walk slowly and you'll go far.
Good evening. area director, division director, and fellow Toastmasters. A young girl of rebellion town called Balia. She held on to her parents every time she wanted that one small step, and she would walk slowly. The parents never forced her that go and touch the finish line. They allowed her to walk slowly. When she moved with the same pace in the classroom in the school, there was so much of a competition suddenly, and the slowness actually started impacting her health. And suddenly she was really behind, even below the average. Still, my parents said, that's fine. Be the slow and steady, like all the tales we've heard, always wins the race. Maybe not in the beginning, but in the end. The same speed I carried in to the college, but this time I was becoming the master of the slow. When you become the master of the slow, everything flows, and that's called the state of a flow. The entire journey from being a childhood to the college to a professional life to where I am now has allowed me how to bounce back. Doesn't matter how difficult the situations are, because I truly believe to be in the moment and in the flow. Being in the flow will takes us to the final destination, which may be rewarding, may not be, but being in that process has so many experiences that you gain, and the friends and the memories that you collect that cannot be transacted with the amount of money that is out there, if that can be one of the parameter of the measurement. Being in the slow allows you to stay connected with who you are inside. And once you know who you are, you understand the power of your own strength. And that actually creates a balance and the distance with the people around you. And you would know that when to bounce, when to, pounce, and when not to. So I am in the process and enjoying the journey. Over to you, Toastmaster Hina.
Thank you so much,
Toastmaster
Yeah.
Manu, you need to check that box out. We shouldn't be seeing that, the
Yes,
clock ticking.
I will do that.
That
Yes.
helps as a benefit for the
Thank-
speaker.
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Radha, for a wonderful speech. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Nancy. Can we please have her on the spotlight? Yes. Toastmaster Nancy. Is she on spotlight? Yeah. Can we also see the timer's card? Toastmaster Nancy, can you please confirm?
No, I cannot see.
Um,
Yeah, now I can see.
Yes. Okay. Toastmaster Nancy, dreaming after all is a form of planning. Toastmaster Nancy, dreaming after all is a form of planning.
Okay. When I was in class 10th, there was one subject, trigonometry. We all studied the calculus, integration, and all these things. And I was enjoying that subject, but there were some difficult questions in it. And these questions, so I used to go to the tuition class at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I had a habit of waking up in the 4 at the 4 a.m. in the morning. So and I used to solve mathematics in the night. So when I struggle to find a conclusion or find a solution to particular math problem, I used to sleep on that problem. And I don't know about others, but for me it worked. I got the solution in my dreams, and I used to find a way in my dreams. And when I wake up at the 4 a.m. in the morning, I used to write down that solution, and it worked. And when I go to this coaching class, all my friends asked me, how did you get the solution? And I told them that I got this in my dream, and they laughed at me. So, and today as well, I tried to practice in my dream, and and I don't know whether it is subconscious mind do that, but yeah, this works for me. So yeah, over to Toast Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nancy. That was a wonderful speech. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Shivani. Can we please have her on spotlight? Toastmaster Shivani, what does it mean to be human? Toastmaster Shivani, what does it mean to be human?
Presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and my dear guests, good evening. Human, what does it mean to be a human? For me, a human is a kind, generous, and a caretaking person. So what's the difference between a human and an animal? We do have different varieties, diverse varieties of creatures, like animals and humans. But what's the basic thing that differentiate humans from other varieties and other categories? So there are a lot many things that differentiate, but for me it's the kindness that they offer, the help that we offer to each human. Whenever someone is in need, whenever someone needs someone to help with something, there are emotions filled with everything, with every human. A human is filled with lot of emotions, and the fire in the belly is what is the main characteristic of a human that doesn't have in animals. And I think that's the basic thing that a human should have, and we should value what we got, and continue to preserve it forever. Yeah. Thank you. Back to Table Topic Master.
Those were some really wonderful thoughts, Toastmaster Shivani. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Manisha. Yes. Toastmaster Manisha, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, Toastmaster Manisha.
Presiding officer, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am very ardor about this simplicity is the best sophistication. And I believe that it's more about the fire in the belly that one has and the purpose of life that one can bring life to. What is more important is that there has to be the thoughts have to be, living has to be simple, and the thoughts have to be very global and very advanced. If we look at a lot many people, whether it was Swami Vivekanand or Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa, n number of examples, you are awed by the beauty and you are awed by the halo effect that they have. And that is the beauty in their simplicity. And it has that power to actually, rather transfer the fire in the belly that you have to people you touch, the people you talk to, you mesmerize yourself with that simplicity. So when you're talking about simplicity, I genuinely believe that the simplicity is in your behavior, in the way you live, the earnestness, the honesty, and the truthfulness that is there in what you believe and what is the meaning and purpose of life that you have. And that is that's the most sophisticated thing that one should have, rather than trying to in the garb of materialistic things, or in the garb of having things that look very, very glamorous, you forget the beauty of simplicity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manisha, for sharing such wonderful thoughts. Our next speaker our next table topic speaker is guest Preetham. Is guest Preetham available?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, sorry.
Can we please spotlight guest Preetham? Yes, thank you. Guest Preetham, would you rather be an amazing painter or a brilliant mathematician? Would you rather be an amazing painter or brilliant mathematician? Guest Preetham. Can we please have the timers card as well?
Yeah, so am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. So personally speaking, my technical skills, I don't have any painting skills as such. So I would rather be a great mathematician, as I will be able to solve the more complex problems that we are facing in the community. And then again, I would also like to I can't really think right now.
So what is something that you really like about mathematics? You can go ahead on that.
Okay, yeah. So I have been a good math student basically. That's why I pursued engineering. So the good thing about maths is it relates to all the basics of your life, right? If you do the finance of your house or anything like that, maths is important. Then again, same with painting also, but I'm not good at that. So I'm sorry. I can't think much right now.
Still, these are really great thoughts of yours that you shared. And painting is more about expressing, and there's no one good or bad at it. It's more about how you express yourself as.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Get Preetham, for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timer, can you please keep this screen sharing on so that we don't have to switch in and out?
Sure, I'll do that.
Yes, thank you so much. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Tushar. Is he here in the meeting? I don't think so. No. Then Toastmaster Santosh.
Yes.
Can we spotlight Toastmaster Santosh? Yeah. Toastmaster Santosh. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Toastmaster Santosh.
I'm audible? I'm visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, area director, division director, fellow Toastmaster, and guest. My topic, life is adventures or nothing. It remind me any kid or anyone who in childhood days, because kid and childhood days we learn lot. We try to learn how to walk. We tried to learn how to talk without any proper training. And we have felt, we have understood many times we failed. Sometimes our elders say that you are naughty. But in my point of view, all kids basically try to learn through the adventures. And same thing happen in through life. After the certain age, we go into the comfort zone because we think that adventurous should be limited. But few of them still maintain their childhood and childness in their life, and always challenge the things and try to go further adventurous. And that's why few people success in longer run, and all kids and children's always success because they always believe on adventures. So what I believe that adventurous is life. When adventurous things is gone out here from life, your life is normal. Over to table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Santosh, for sharing such wonderful thoughts. Our next speaker is guest Riddhi. Guest Riddhi.